how many points do Kevin Durant and Devin Booker need to put up combined in this game?
I'm going to go with 65. That's basically over 30, 32 and a half. I think KD, historically, he's top 5 in NBA history in points per game in the playoffs, which is basically around 30. He's at home. He understands the sense of urgency that they have to have. If they go down 0-3 against the Joker, it's over. It could be over anyway, but I think Booker's going to play well at home. He's going to shoot the ball extremely well. He's going to be aggressive. And I think more importantly, the role players are going to be more comfortable, and I expect Cam Payne to play well. He's going to get more minutes. He's going to have a lot of pick and roll usage in terms of passing and coming off and making decisions, but also understanding that KD and Book are going to get doubled and they're going to have a lot of attention.
They are, but I mean, look, and that's a great point about role players playing better at home in general, but I mean, look, they went and got Kevin Durant to try and win a championship. Like, what do you need to see from him tonight in Game 3 to convince you they're still in this thing?
2021 Kevin Durant. Back in 2021, that was when Kyrie and Harden got hurt in that series against the Bucks for the Nets. He put the ball in his hands and was just nuclear in that series. You remember, that's the series where he's 1 inch over the line. It goes to overtime. Mm-hmm. He needs to bring in that play. Unfortunately, he has been more of a decoy at times for the Suns. They haven't really integrated him as the power piece in that offense because it's been so good for Devin Booker. When Durant stretches the floor, Booker has been killing it. But in this series, especially without Chris Paul, they need Kevin Durant to be more of a primary playmaker, not an off-ball playmaker. They've had 3 days off to work on this. They've known for days that Chris Paul is not going to be in the lineup. And I can't tell you, I spent so much time in Arizona in the last 2 years, I had to file taxes there last month, okay? So my respect level for Devin Booker is humongous. I believe in Booker. I believe in Durant. I know that the Nuggets have the leverage on this series. But if you want to say the series is over, you are not respecting 2 of the best competitors in the game.
They are a little thin, though. You mentioned Chris Paul. Been ruled out for tonight's game with that groin strain. What do you think? What effect do you think his absence has on this series?
I mean, literally, you're counting available bodies at this point if you are the Phoenix Suns. And I hear you, Wendy, right? Like, there is something so special and spectacular about KD as a scorer, and you combine that with Devin Booker. But to me, this conversation is less about what can happen on the offensive side of the ball and more what has to happen on the defensive side of the ball. Like, the Nuggets are rolling. They look great. I mean, 2-time MVP over there. He's picking apart defenses. Jamal Murray seems to be back in form. And so maybe you get a shootout and a spectacular offensive performance, 65-plus points from the 2 of them combined, and the Suns can get a win. I don't think that they're going to get swept in this series, but winning the series at this point, tall task.
TJ, what do they do about Jokic? I mean, he's dominated Ayton so far in the first 2 games. What can they do?
There's nothing they can do about him. There's no answer for him, and I'm serious. Like, I played against him in multiple series. I've seen how he operates. I've seen the composure that he has. It's just something about players that come from abroad and their mentality, the skill set that they have, but also how nothing really phases them. Mm-hmm. Like, he's not rattled. He's not sped up. He doesn't force the action. Some games he'll go get a triple-double with 10 shots. Some games he'll go be aggressive and give you 36 and 19. But there is no answer for him. They have to hope that the others don't do well. Aaron Gordon has played extremely well. Jamal Murray had a great game in Game 1. Bruce Brown has played well. Contavious Caldwell-Pope is shooting the ball well. They're getting key contributions from so many players. It's hard for me to come on here and say that the Suns are going to win this series because even if KD and Book go off for 30 or 35 apiece, let's say they get 70, who else is going to contribute on that team? We need Ayton to play better. We need some of the role players to play better. But I think the supporting cast that Denver Nuggets have is ultimately what's deciding this series. And then you throw in a 2-time MVP who just does whatever he wants every possession.
Yeah, he sure has been doing it. And we talked about it going into the postseason with Phoenix, like the lack of depth, their reliance on those big 3 superstars, and could it.
I took all the same shots I took in Game 1. Just missed them. Elbow jumpers. Pocket passes to the floater, same exact looks. Didn't shoot no shot that I didn't shoot in Game 1. Just missed them. That's all.
Jay Will joins us now. Jay, that was quite a breakdown from AD, right?
Watching LeBron's face while AD says stuff like that.
Just
watching him process it.
I like the outfits.
Like, I could break it down like that, right? He made the shots in Game 1. He missed them in Game 2. What did you see that was the difference?
He took 8 less shots in the game. He took 19 shots in Game 1. He took 11 shots in Game 2. It's hard for me to recall a superstar in this game that has such extremes. Like, there are times when I watch AD, I'm like, your ceiling is on the level of Jokic or Embiid, maybe better. But your floor is JaVale McGee, and I've never seen a superstar have that range, that gap, that volatility in that gap. I just don't understand that. So for me, I get that last night was a different game, but it's the lack of him being consistently aggressive, which is something that makes me worry about Anthony Davis. Now, I think they're still going to be fine in Game 3. It's the overall mindset that you worry about. Who are you going to get each and every night? Because look at Game 4, Game 5, Game 6 of the Memphis series. It's literally like an EKG. Yeah. It's like a heartbeat.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why Anthony Davis played the best basketball of his career in the bubble, because everything stayed the same. It was unusual for that situation to happen, both him staying up here and for that nothing to change. The venue didn't change. He didn't get on a plane, didn't get on anything, and that's why it was so valuable. So we saw it go down. Now we know, Game 3, it's going back up. And the thing about it is, does it drive the Lakers crazy? Of course it drives the Lakers crazy. But they need him
badly.
So they must deal with this type of inconsistency. And I really do wonder, I don't want to guess what LeBron's mindset is, but I really do wonder if we got to halftime last night and LeBron took a look at the lay of the land and goes, all right, let's get ready for Game 3. Because I feel like he did that in the Memphis series when he fell at times, only played 28 minutes in this game. I don't think the Lakers are in bad position at all. I think they're have a mountain to climb because the Warriors are great. I don't think there should be serious concern.
Are we? Yeah, sorry, Mike.
There's no doubt that this is going to be a competitive series throughout. The one thing that I will say as I look at this series, and tell me if you buy what I'm selling here, Jay, if this thing goes 7, that's a problem for the Lakers. Like, if Anthony Davis is going to find his rhythm, it needs to be 2-2 or 1-2. You know, it can't be up and down. I don't think that they have 7 games to get this done, because you go back to Golden State versus the Warriors squad that has been there, done that. Steph Curry shooting the ball, shooting lights out, or even just being signature Steph Curry. Like, you're going to have to find a way to break this pattern that we all acknowledge exists if you're going to get this done, in my mind.
I was surprised that Darvin Ham didn't change up the scheme a little bit, because they were blitzing every ball screen, and you had your best wing defender and paint defender extended trying to blitz Steph Curry, which, in first game, Game 1, they did a lot of coverage over the top. They were chasing over the top and funneling with Vanderbilt, Steph Curry, into those trees down low.
Harder to do it when Steph's on the ball.
Yeah,
that was the
top of the
adjustment. And I honestly think Game 4. Game 4, Game 4, Game 4.
That's the game.
Whoever wins Game 4.
Why 4 and not 3, Wendy?
Because I'm giving the Lakers 3.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'm giving the Lakers 3. If they take, just like the Memphis series, they take a 3-1 lead, they got it. If it goes 2-2 with the Warriors getting home court back, I think they're going to have the advantage. Monday night, to me, is what I got circled. I'm not even going to really worry that much about Game 3.
Right. Now, Game 3 is tomorrow night on ABC, and we really would appreciate it if you would watch it, no matter what. It's actually an important game. It could matter. The series is tied 1-1. Whoever wins Game 3 wins what? What did we say earlier? 79% of the time? So we talk about if AD can stay hot. What if Klay Thompson can stay hot? Is that it? Is it ball game for the Lakers?
I mean, look, the way he was catching and shooting last night, I think one of the most beautiful things about Klay is that he's been able to create so many more shots off the dribble this year, in a contract year, right? So I think him getting going early really set the table, because they were blitzing Steph. Actually, for Klay having the 30-point game, Steph had the best game. He was the best player on the court, because his playmaking ability reminded me of 2015. It's like Andre Iguodala got Finals MVP, but he never gets that because Cleveland couldn't guard Steph Curry straight up with Matthew Dellavedova. They had to trap him, and when he becomes a playmaker, that's also when the pace of the game changes, and that's when Golden State's at their best.
Or are we spending too much time on AD's and not enough on Golden State and how they defended him, what they did differently last night?
I mean,
they changed their starting lineup.
Sure, they did change their starting lineup. I thought JaMychal Green played terrific. He was able to knock down threes that it looked like at times the Lakers were daring him to take. I think AD is a large part of this series. He's certainly, in my mind, the player that can swing it. Draymond Green, I mean, he's an